what we're going to go through, I think everybody should first take a second. Where's Laurel? So Laurel Wright is the chair and the leader of this program. And we're missing tonight Lori James. Lori is the co-chair of the program. And Lori unfortunately has had an illness that she's working through and actually been hospitalized. But I also thought we'd just take a second to recognize and thank Laurel for all the work she's done this year and all the volunteers to make this program work. So now, what we're really fortunate to have is a number of our tireless volunteer elected officials and city staff. And before I turn it over to them, I just wanted to take a moment and first off, I wanted to recognize Councilwoman and Mayor Pro Tem Nancy Hersman. Brand newly elected City Councilwoman Hildy Sturman. We are honored and delighted to have Mayor Emeritus David Lesser. Mayor Emeritus Portia. Where's Portia? Where'd she go? Portia. Okay. We are delighted and honored to have Councilwoman Emeritus Patty Bordakis. You're friendly with me. Hey, you got a raise. I'll say and one of the helper founders. Okay. So really appreciate them being here. And Nancy and Hildy and David are going to help coach our council and our mayor. But also very importantly, we're delighted tonight that we have our city manager, Bruce Moe. Bruce runs the place, so to speak, okay? And we have a wonderful city staff. We have our city clerk, Lisa Tamora. Officer Mike. Community development, we've got, where's Ted? Did Ted come? Okay. But why is it important is all the city staff were here. Oh, and Patty. Thank you, Patty. Patty's taking vacation when I was on comment. So thank you. But just, I wondered, what's that?
Can I ask Deborah Mom to make sure you guys get fed?
So the real reason for tonight is we're going to go to an actual simulated city council session, down to the fact that we have a mayor, we have a council, we have a city staff, we have a community development director, and we have members of the public. And the issues tonight, I'm not going to divulge because they're going to educate us on it, and we're going to see how the public helps drive the city staff's recommendation to the council to move on to ordinances. And with that, Nancy, Hildy, do you have any comments?
No,
So,
I think the kids are prepared, ready to go. They understand their role, and it's exciting.
One little twist, there's an update to the issue that's going to be discussed, and after we go through the session, we're going to all, parents and our young adults, engage in a dialogue a little bit about a current state of affairs and maybe help inform our two sitting elected officials what action the council may or may not take and follow. Okay, so drum roll please. Mr. Mayor.
Good evening and welcome to the April 17th Manhattan Beach City Council meeting. It is now 6:00 p.m. and I would like to call this meeting in order. I'd like to invite Viraj Arora to lead us in the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Viraj Arora. City Clerk Women, roll call, please.
Mayor Lee.
Here.
Councilmember Brown. Here. Councilmember Lee.
Here.
Councilmember Sargent. Here. And Councilmember Williams.
Here.
Was the certification of meeting notice properly?
Yes, it was.
Do any of my colleagues have any changes to the council agenda as posted? Moving on to community announcements. This portion of the meeting is to provide an opportunity for citizens to address the City Council regarding upcoming events. The duration for an individual speaking is limited to 1 minute.
Attention all runners, jumpers, and athletics lovers. The Maricosta track and field team is holding a cannabis sale to raise money. Yeah, it could be as illegal as you want, and you can really run away with it. So yeah, it could be like edibles or anything. Yeah, there's a lot of, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Wait, what are we going? These are community announcements.
Hello, I'm Slater Gable, and you guys should all join the Maricosta Marching Band. We meet, it's very time consuming, but it's worth it. 2 weeks before the school year starts, we have practiced 8 hours a day, and throughout that time, pot brownie buffet. You guys should all go. Very fun. And the brownies, if you don't want to go for the band, do it for the brownies.
We will now move on to the consent calendar. Seeing no items, we will move to general business.
Mayor and council members, the only item on the agenda tonight is a report by the Community Development Director and a recommendation to adopt ordinance numbers 170024 and 170025 for amendments to the municipal code and the local coastal amendments to the program to prohibit all commercial cannabis activity in the city and to allow limited indoor cannabis cultivation consistent with state law and adoption of resolution number 170131, transmitting the local coastal program amendments to the California Coastal Commission. Community Development Director Kang will provide you with the staff reports for the evening and give you an overview of the proposals. We also have in hand Police Chief Frank, City Attorney Bath, and Finance Director Coggin to answer any questions council may have on the ordinances and their intent.
Hi, I'm Minnie King, and I'm the Community Development Director, and I'll be going through the information and background for this council session. Okay, so for the background, there's currently been several state laws governing the use and sale of cannabis in California, such as Prop 215, SB 420, the Medical Cannabis Regulation and Safety Act, the Control, Regulate, and Tax Adult Use of Marijuana Act of 2016, and SB 94. So currently the California Business and Professions Code section 26200 provides that they cannot limit the authority of a local jurisdiction to adopt and enforce local ordinances, and the state has issued commercial licenses effective January 1st, 2018, and we strive to protect the city and residents of Manhattan Beach's local rights. Okay, so right now there are 2 city regulations that we have, which are the zoning and LCP code and the public welfare, morals, and conduct. So the zoning and LCP code states that we prohibit medical and non-medical commercial activities citywide, as well as prohibiting indoor and outdoor cultivation of medical and non-medical for commercial purposes. However, we permit indoor cultivation up to 6 plants as required by state law. And the public welfare, morals, and conduct state the same thing, except we have added the prohibition of the delivery and mobile dispensaries, and we have removed the exception which permitted smoking in multi-unit housing with valid state ID cards. So for today, the proposed ordinances is that we prohibit commercial activity and uses for medical and non-medical. We prohibit outdoor cultivation and delivery citywide, and we allow the transportation through city for delivery outside of the city, as well as research and development and the indoor cultivation up to 6 plants for commercial use. And violations of these will lead to infractions or misdemeanors. The ordinances are consistent with the state law, as it allows persons over 21 to smoke or ingest, possess, process, transport, purchase, obtain, or give away 1 ounce or 8 grams of concentrated cannabis, or possess, plant, cultivate, harvest, dry, or process up to 6 plants for personal use on private property. So the issues for consideration is that there are strong odors and it would encourage theft or violent acts. And studies in Denver and Long Beach have shown and proven that with cannabis activity there was an increase in crime. And the 3 unregulated cultivations problems is that substandard wiring surpasses available electrical grid, it uses excessive amounts of water, and it creates dangerous amounts of mold. And on the other side, prohibiting cannabis sales would protect public health, safety, and welfare for the people. So for the summary of the key actions for tonight's council is that we start to conduct the public hearing, discuss public input as well as issues with the staff present today, and consider and potentially adopt a proposed ordinance in order to prohibit all commercial cannabis citywide and allow limited indoor cannabis consistent with the current state law. Thank you.
Community Development Director, would enforcing the smoking ban in Manhattan Beach require more staff to regulate the law?
We would have to see, depending on the population, but as of now we have enough staff in order to regulate the amount of people needed for this, right, the ordinance. But in further instances, we would have to see and arrange meetings in order to process the amount of people that are necessary for use.
Thank you.
City manager, would we as a city have a say in regulating businesses and delivery services such as bees and weed maps?
Yes.
And how so?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. Would we as a city have a say in regulating businesses and delivery services such as bees and weed maps?
Yes, because I don't know how to answer this question.
I think our city manager may be coming down with a assist, how's that?
There you go.
We will work with the city attorney's office and look into that.
Mr. Police Chief, how would the legalization or prohibiting of cannabis use in the public affect the minors and kids? And how would the arrest rates either go up or go down in school zones, and how would that affect the public?
I'm not entirely sure. There's not too many studies on that. Kids are gonna get their hands on marijuana. And obviously we're gonna do whatever we can to stop that. But we'll have to see in the future.
City attorney, on the federal level, it's illegal to use cannabis in public or in private. Can people get cited for federal crime for commercial cannabis activity even if we legalize it here?
No, they cannot, because under state law, if persons over the age of 21 it is legal to ingest or possess cannabis. Thank you.
I have a question for the finance director. The legalization of marijuana in Manhattan Beach could essentially allow the city to earn a lot of revenue from sales taxes and or license fees. How much could we as a city possibly earn from those things? So legalizing the sale of marijuana in Manhattan Beach would allow us to earn a lot of revenue from sales taxes and license fees. Do you think it would be more beneficial to legalize the sale of marijuana or not for the local economy?
It would help the local economy. It would be hard to control the taxes, especially because it's a cash business. So what we could do to control the taxes on the deliveries would be to be selective with our delivery services, and then we could hold accountability to whoever is making that transaction, and then we could tax them.
Does any member of the public wish to address the council on the issue of prohibiting all commercial cannabis activity in the city as of today?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Citizen Aurora.
It's been scientifically proven that cannabis can change lives, but it's also been proven that the use and sales of cannabis can destabilize the community. By no means am I saying we should restrict the use of cannabis to citizens, but we need to face the facts. Manhattan Beach is only 4 square miles, so it's not hard for a citizen to get the cannabis that they need if they need it. We need to hold true to what the city of Manhattan Beach means and hold true to our community ideals in order to keep Manhattan Beach strong.
Citizen Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and distinguished members of the council. The choice before you is simple. Over a year and a half ago, the voters of California overwhelmingly elected to legalize marijuana by a margin of nearly 2 million votes. However, I fear the council may choose wrong on this issue tonight. The ordinance you have before you clearly attempts to undermine that vote. If the ordinance is allowed to pass, we will be witnessing the death of democracy. If our local government, run by only the most elite members of society, is allowed to so easily undermine the voice of the larger population, I ask you, does that population have a voice at all? Thank you.
Yeah. That was large scale.
Citizens voted.
Hello. My name is Devin Bowden, and I am a strong hater of reggae music.
As many of you may know, there's a very distinct correlation between the amount of marijuana used and the likeness of reggae music. If you are like me and you would like to band together to end this tyranny to your ears, then you will go with me and prevent the sale of marijuana within the city borders. Thank you.
Citizen Dennis.
My name is Dylan, and limiting commercial marijuana sales limits the free market. If cannabis has been legalized in Los Angeles for commercial use sales, then there's no reason why it should only be restricted in Manhattan Beach. Buying weed through these taxes gained from marijuana sales could bring money that could be used for public programs such as school grants and other things for the city, which is why I believe commercial use should be legalized. Thank you.
Citizen Eskenazi.
Hello, Council. I'm here today to tell you why I support the ordinance. You've heard from a member of our community that if this ordinance were to pass, it would be the death of democracy. However, that is not the case. The city is well within its rights to pass such an ordinance and have our own say in the regulation of cannabis sales. So then why should we regulate cannabis in Manhattan Beach? That is because Manhattan Beach prides itself on being a family-friendly and safe community. If we were to sell cannabis through retail stores, that would threaten the safety of children, pets. We have cannabis on the street that could get into pets' mouths. It could also be picked up by children in parks. It would threaten the safety of all these children. Aside from that, it has been proven that legalizing cannabis within a city can also promote crime, and the theft of that cannabis would become much more popular. Thank
you. Citizen Valley.
My name is Lucas, and I'm also a concerned citizen for the future of our children. But unlike the previous speaker, I do not agree that the legalization of marijuana within our city is the issue we need to be focusing on. What is the issue with legal adults over the age of 21 who wish to smoke marijuana being able to purchase it easily and conveniently in our city? We are wasting our time and our resources focusing on this when our own high school has other problems related to smoking. Not the smoking of marijuana, but the smoking of addictive nicotine vapes by many students in the bathroom. At office hours, every day I see many students taken away by the police or taken away by the administration because of their addiction and because of their vaping in the restroom. As such, I believe that we must allow legal adults who have every right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness to gain that happiness any way they want and deal with the real issues that affect our children. Thank you.
Oh boy. Did you smell it? Come on, baby. Let's do that.
Susan Gill.
Yeah, not even breathe snapping.
Hello, my name is Jake Gill, and I've been a citizen here for maybe 15 years, and I live near the mall, and I gotta say, I would not want a shop selling weed near my house, because that would suck. The smell, obviously, that's disgusting. Also, another reason is thieves. They can steal more items from residents around the community and take that money and use it for more weed, and I think that's unacceptable, and I really think that our council, as y'all know, should do something about this and unlegalize weed. So thank you so much. Have a good day.
Citizen Harbor.
One thing before we begin, it's Haber, there's no R in the name. Okay, so Max Haber, I've lived here for 18 years, and I want to start by saying, for most of our years as a country, weed has been illegal, yet people have still smoked it, and making marijuana legal, in fact, regulates the weed that people smoke and make sure that it's government mandated. And if we banned legal marijuana, it would only proliferate our community with weed that is unregulated and leading to weed that might be laced or inducing harmful substances to the people smoking it. In addition to that, personally, my grandmother has arthritis and she smokes weed with frequency and it helps her, and I don't think my grandmother should have sore joints because people don't like the smell of it. So that's just my take on it. And I think that moving forward, I don't think it would be detrimental to this community if there was the legal consumption of marijuana. Thank you.
Citizen Ameson.
Hello, my name is Micah Heinsohn. I am a Manhattan Beach resident, and I am in favor of the ordinance. And I believe that if commercial cannabis activity is legalized, it is inevitable that our youth will find a way to get their hands on it. And weed has been found to be horrible for mental health. The American Medical Association states that heavy cannabis use in adolescence causes persistent impairments in neurocognitive performance and IQ, and use is associated with increased rates of anxiety, mood, and psychotic thought disorders. We want to protect our children and not facilitate their demise. And that is just one reason why weed should be prohibited in Manhattan Beach.
Citizen Hale.
Hello, my name is Tucker Hale, and I'm against the ordinance for two main reasons. Firstly, the ordinance goes directly against what Manhattan Beach residents voted for. 61% of Manhattan Beach residents voted for the legalization of commercial marijuana. So this ordinance flies in the face of that. Secondly, there's already commercial marijuana business going on in Manhattan Beach. According to Weed Maps, there are 11 illegal marijuana businesses in Manhattan Beach. Marijuana will be sold. It just depends. What matters is if you guys regulate it and tax it. So it's already happening. Thank you.
Citizen Ibaraki.
I'm Juliana. I lived in Manhattan Beach for 16 years, and I'm in support of ordinance number 24, which prohibits the commercial sale of cannabis. And this is mostly because I believe that creating easier access for our youth could be detrimental for the future. And in addition to this, it could attract more illegal activity within our city, and I'm looking out for the safety of Manhattan Beach as a whole.
Citizen Joiner.
Hi, I'm Catherine Joyner, and I'm against this ordinance. Not allowing commercial cannabis activity would mean increased activity in the illicit cannabis environment. With other cities in California allowing commercial cannabis activity and not allowing the same would not drastically decrease the possession of cannabis for our people. It would simply mean other cities receiving the tax benefits and revenue and getting the business from our people, yet our police force would still have to deal with the cannabis-related crime. In addition, commercial cannabis activity requires a license from our local government, which allows us to regulate buying it and selling of cannabis, as well as the quality and safety of cannabis. However, not allowing commercial activity would cause individuals to be more inclined to grow cannabis themselves, which gives the city less control over the quality and safety. Increasing cannabis in private homes would cause more crimes in homes as opposed to cannabis stores and businesses. Thank you.
Citizen Tom.
I'm Citizen Tom, and contrary to what I said before about our weed fundraiser, which you should still participate in, I agree that allowing home deliveries and sales is bad for the city overall, because ultimately there are concerns for robberies from home deliveries, and illegal sellers always find a way to blend in with licensed delivery fleets. The uncertainty about criminal activity regarding the matter outweighs the pros of home delivery. On top of this, the deliveries and sales lead to serious medical and sanitary problems, and overall, the criminal activity and health problems associated with this, is not worth it.